Happy Sunday. A lot of you, I don't know where I stand on faith and religion and things like that. And I hope that today's video will clarify a lot of things for you. I have written a lot of notes, so please bear with me. In the 1800s, a farmer by the name of Miller, who lived in the United States, predicted the second coming in 1843. That's the second coming of Christ. Now, I will come back to that. And Miller and others started the Seventh-day Adventist religion. This may not flow, so please forgive me. The Bab, born the 20th of October 1819. In 1844, he declared to be the messenger of God, aged 24. The Bab means gate or door, the portal through which God enters. On the 9th of July, 1850, aged 30, he was martyred, executed by being shot on order of the Persian government. Baha'u'llah was born the 12th of November, 1817, related to the Bab and born into high society government. His father was in a very high government position. The Baha'i Faith is based on equality of humankind, equality of men and women, equality of art and science, justice, unity, peace. And again, I will come back to that. Baha'u'llah's son, Abdul Baha, was born the 23rd of May, 1844. The grandson, Shoghi Effendi, was born the 1st of March, 1897. Now, Baha'u'llah, the founder of the Baha'i Faith, proclaimed his vision on the 21st of April, 1863. For many years before this and after, he was imprisoned in a dark dungeon in chains and even evicted from his home city. I may have some of these facts wrong, and I want you please to forgive me. But if you are interested, I will come back to some of my story later. Baha'u'llah built on the Bab, who established the Babis. They are known as the twin flames of God. Now, not exactly the same, but in a similar way, John the Baptist was cousin of Jesus. Now, John the Baptist predicted, that he was first, but someone even greater was coming before him. So similarly was it with the Bab. And he said he was a twin prophet, that there was to be two. And Baha'u'llah first joined, he was a Babi, and then when the Babis were, they were outlawed and they were martyred, he banded them together and they became the Baha'is. Now, the Baha'is recognize the legitimacy of previous religions. Every one of those religions each had a prophet or a messenger which spread the message of God the divine according to the level of understanding, and after every manifestation of God there was progress made. For example, in the Baha'i Faith, modernization and industrialization. So machines really came into foreplay. But I just want to go back here. For those of you who think that Christianity is the only religion, and I was taught that. I was a Christian for over 10 years. I was actually a charismatic, spoke in tongues. You had to be born in the Holy Spirit. I can't think of it at the moment. The word beginning with P, where I'm sorry, I've lost it. But when I became a Baha'i, I decided to learn about all the religions. Imagine my horror, because I thought when I was becoming a Baha'i that this is evil of the devil, because this is what Christianity taught. And imagine my horror when I found Zoroaster. And Zoroaster had lived 6,000 years before Christ. Now you look up Zoroaster, and he preached the very same things that Jesus Christ preached. There's also Egyptian Ra. Now Ra was the son, S-U-N, he too was born of a Virgin Mary. He too was crucified. Now every one of these prophets are martyred or are exiled or are punished in some way. Like John the Baptist was imprisoned and had his head cut off. Baha'u'llah had at one stage stayed in this dark dungeon and had 30 pounds of chain around his shoulders, and it was like that for years. Please let me continue. Back to Miller's prediction. Remember, I started with Miller, who predicted that it was going to be 1843. Well, this was taken seriously by important people all over the world, especially in England, who deduced this event was to be Persia, which is now known as Iran, and actually travelled. And off the top of my head, I should know these important names, but I don't. And they travelled and they actually met the Bab and Baha'u'llah. So Miller looked for the second coming in the wrong place. Anyway, the Jewish calendar, which was corrected by a follower of Miller, indicated the mistake was actually due to the Passover and came up with the set date of Christ's second coming on the 22nd of October 1844. Please note this with origins of the Baha'i Faith. Indeed, as a thief in the night, Christ came again, but yet we remain blind. I won't discuss the Baha'i Faith or religion anymore, because it is up to each and every one of us to decide our own truths, and no one should dictate what to believe in or push religion down people's throats. My messages in my videos has always been that your life matters, and to be the best version you can be. By the way, on YouTube for free, you can watch Go Tell the World, which is about the Seventh Day Adventists, which is about this prediction I'm talking about. Another one, I think it's called The Gate, and that is about the barb. You can also download a free app called Angel. Go to Google Play Store and you can watch on there The Chosen, which is a Christian series about Jesus and his disciples. For me, I've been a Christian, a witch, Buddhist, into metaphysical, and a Baha'i. This I believe to be true, that when we die, we have a life review. But there is no judgment, and the real reality is perfect divine love. A lot of this you can find in my book, Seeing the Spirituality Behind the Negativity, a Menu for the Game of Life, found on Amazon, and I'll repeat that. Seeing the Spirituality Behind the Negativity, a Menu for the Game of Life. I wrote a lot of it in 2004, and it was channeled information as a medium. So my beliefs haven't really much changed from there. So anyway, when it comes to these sorts of things, even though I'm not a Christian, I do use this Bible verse, judge by the fruits of a tree. So if it is loving and promotes the good for humankind, is that not the goal we should set? If it is one of fear and hatred, it should be avoided. If it is one that causes hatred, anger, and all these, or selfishness, or promotes one's self-interest, or promotes greed, is that good fruit? So judge good fruit and bad fruit. Now there are cults and sects, sects out there that are bad for you. Where you are being deprived of sleep, where you are going hungry, where you are forced to do something, that is not good fruit. When I became a Baha'i, unlike, when people knocking at your door and saying, do you want to hear the message? I went on my own spiritual journey. But it wasn't until I read Nabil, Nabil, Nabil's narrative, that I was truly convinced that indeed Miller had got it right in 1844. Thank you very much for listening, and please understand I am not promoting any religion, because we were given free will. I do say this, and I've always said, we are all part of the same ocean. I've always said we are the creator and the creation. I've always said this. And I've always said what you do or I do has a ripple effect on the other side of the world, in other dimensions. And I've always said that even the paranormal, a stone is me and you, dogs are me and you, that we all possess a soul, and all souls are one soul, infinite soul, and that earth is an illusion. But now I'm starting to sound preachy, and that is not what I'm trying to do. I am not trying to preach. I do not promote any religion. I feel it is up to you. But if you are missing something in your life, maybe that's the way to go. Because in the book that I wrote, I call religion And if that's the way, that's your crutch or your menu or your cheat code to get through life, by all means. But make sure that the fruit is good. And I do preach that every life matters. And I do preach try to do the right thing. And I do say that we are human, and as human we're flawed. We make mistakes. But don't judge yourself. Don't think you are not worthy, because you are. We all get caught in the drama. We all get lost in the moment. And we all forget our spiritual side. And that's really what I do want to say, is that we do have a spiritual side. But however you want to take that spiritual side, be it even theosophy, with Madame Blavatsky, is that her name? Whatever holds true for you. Who is anyone else to tell you what to believe in? Like I shared a bit about the Baha'i Faith with a Christian friend, and she said to me, the only way to heaven is Jesus. And I also must share that when I was a Christian, I didn't do it for love of God. I did it out of fear, scared, that I would be damned. And when they showed the movie The Rapture, oh, that did my head in. So that is not good. It should not be of fear. It should be of love. And that is what I do promote, love. Love you all. Have a really good weekend, what's left of it. Sorry for going on so long. I just wanted to share with you, for those of you who don't know me, where I believe or what I believe, and just a few historical facts. If you do want to look up the Baha'i Faith, please be very careful how it's spelt, because it could take you to the wrong place. It is spelt BAHA''I Faith. Thank you very much. Take care. Every life matters. Every deed you do. Remember, I sang that song, and every connection you make. Remember, everything matters. I've only got this life as Gem, and maybe, as I said, time's frozen, and maybe Gem can come back in the past, be a different Gem. I don't know, because all I've got is right here, right now, talking to you guys. And I'm sorry for going on so long, but I hope you've learnt something, and I hope you've had an open mind, and that's all I could ask for. Love yous. Bye again.